I just recorded this video for about 5 minutes straight, and I realized I didn't turn the camera on. So I'm a moron. I want to have this cool thing where I was drinking tea throughout the entirety of the video, but obviously, throughout those 5 minutes, I finished the tea. So, let's start fresh, and let's start this whole thing again. Hello everyone, and welcome to Movies I Love episode 1. Now, in this series, the title is pretty self-explanatory. But in this series, I'll basically be taking something that I really love, a film I really love, and talking about it. The video type can vary from a full-on video essay to just a casual review like what I'm doing right now. Making this a series kind of just helps me brand my channel in a way and have a nice consistency, but also not restrict me too much as to what I'll do. But today, we're going to be talking about a film I saw last week, which I really loved, called Atomic Blonde.
I chose this life. And someday, it's going to get me killed.
Screw doing a synopsis for this film. Here's the IMDb synopsis. There you go. Let's just actually talk about the actual film. Because if you didn't know, I'm quite superior. I don't do synopsises like all these other hacks. That's called a joke. So Atomic Blonde is freaking awesome! It's high up in my favorite movies of the year so far, and for good reason. People are calling this the female equivalent of John Wick, and I guess that makes sense because it sort of has the neon aesthetic, a badass lead, and the same director. But Atomic Blonde and John Wick, I don't think they're as similar as people are saying now that I think about it. John Wick 1 and 2 are cheesy schlock in the best possible way, but they're cheesy schlock. Whereas Atomic Blonde is this really classy spy thriller with a lot of substance. And when I say that this film has a lot of substance, I'm not saying that it's not stylistic as all hell. Because it's stylistic as all hell. The film isn't dumb like John Wick 1 and 2, but it's also stylish and has so much personality to it. And I shouldn't really have to say that a film is stylistic while also not being dumb at the same time. Style is one of the best things a film can have, and the fact that style is looked at as this bad thing is really frustrating to me. It's just the hack critics ruining everything for us. But honestly, from an audio and visual perspective, this film has so much to appreciate about it. Atomic Blonde has so many great choices with its editing, sound design, soundtrack, cinematography, that just keeps the film really submersive and keeps your eyes glued to the screen. During action scenes, it goes from slow-mo to normal speed. When a bullet whizzes past a character's ear, all the sound will be muffled for a few seconds. There's some really great match cuts here, which just makes the film have a nice flow. I'm not sure as to why these choices were made specifically, but they all work together to keep this movie constantly engaging and submersive and just beautiful to look at. Another thing that I really want to talk about is the performances and the dialogue. I think the dialogue overall was really good, but the actors definitely elevated it. Like in one scene, James McAvoy and Charlize Theron's characters are talking to each other, and there's a lot of personality in the dialogue in that scene and throughout the entire movie really, that if the actors weren't as skilled as they were, I think it could have fell flat. But this film is just incredibly well cast. Charlize Theron is amazing. James McAvoy is amazing. John Goodman, he is good. The acting is so well done. The dialogue is true to the characters, but it's also really funny and witty. So yeah, obviously you can tell that this film has like a lot of personality to it, from the performances, the technical aspects, the dialogue. Now, my main issue with this film probably comes down to the story. I thought it was decent enough. It was an interesting story, but it felt so messy and aimless that it did sort of affect the pacing of the film. The story being this way is clearly an intentional decision, because you're reminded throughout the movie that the overall mission is just a gigantic mess and isn't really going anywhere. But, and I don't want to seem like an arrogant asshole here, but I think it could have been done a little better. I think the way the director handled the messy situation in this film could have felt a little bit more controlled, which I know sounds weird, but I think there still could have been some sort of underlying driving point that kept the movie focused. That's my main issue with the film. The story is intentionally messy, but instead of making that fun and exciting to watch, it kind of detracts from the entertainment value. But not too much, because the style and the characters of this film do make up for it. I love this movie. It's in my top 3 films of the year so far. I would definitely recommend going seeing it. Don't listen to Ralph the Movie Maker. He's a hack. And yeah guys, thanks for watching.